I grew up here in Melbourne, and when I was 8 years old, I went to the State Theatre to see my first ballet, and it was Graham Murphy's Nutcracker. And everything about it blew me away. I didn't play the violin at that stage yet, but the story and the characters and the beautiful costumes made such an impression on me, but most of all, the music and the musicians. And I kept the program from that performance, and I used to read over the names and look at the pictures and imagine what it might be like to be part of that. After my degree, I've worked as a freelance violinist here in Melbourne for several years, and that's what led me to OV as a casual in 2014. One of my favourite memories from that time is getting to play in a season of Graham Murphy's Nutcracker with the same orchestra in the same theatre, and even a handful of the same musicians 23 years after I first saw it when I was a child. It feels perfect for me that this is where I've landed, in the same orchestra that inspired me all those years ago. I think one thing people might not be aware of about being in an orchestra, and especially a pit orchestra, is how physical the job is. Our performances tend to run usually sort of upward of 2.5 to 3 hours, and in the case of a Wagner opera, it can stretch out to 5 or 6 hours. And playing the violin, and really any instrument, is a really physical thing to do. It takes a lot of muscular strength and stamina. We're moving a lot, we're creating and projecting a lot of sound. So it really is a long time to be doing it. And it's quite normal to leave the pit after a performance feeling like you've run a marathon, which I've never done, but I imagine that's what it would be like. It sounds a little bit corny, but I draw a lot of inspiration from my colleagues at OV, because everybody has really busy and full and often hectic lives outside of the orchestra, and I'm always amazed by people's ability to walk into the pit and sit down and forget about whatever stresses they might have had that day and whatever else is going on in their life, and play from the heart and give a beautiful performance. So much about being in a pit orchestra is about being out of the spotlight, because a huge role of ours is to support the dancing and singing that's going on stage just above our heads. But I see musicians around me creating this magic every night, night after night, and remembering with this really deep understanding that some people might be in the audience for the first time, and that this is a special thing, and this performance is just as important and just as special as every other performance, and that inspires me to put everything that I can into each performance as well. It's a really special thing to be a part of.